Everyone. We're going to start in just a minute or so. Alrighty, I see the number of attendees growing. Love. Okay. Let's take a look here. Alrighty, we are at 2 p.m. Wonderful. Okay. Looks like we're all set to go. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to your new student orientation. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2026. Before I share my screen, I'd like to just introduce myself and some things to be mindful of before we start. My name is Taban. I'm the Director of Student Services here at CIET. My role is to oversee our wonderful team of student success advisors, our records team, and our enrollment coordinators who have been supporting you with getting you all set up for your first course and with the onboarding process. Just a couple of minor details. Number one, we did auto mute everyone on this call just to make sure we have any background noise omitted. However, chat is open. So as we go through the orientation, if you have a question throughout the slides, I will pause right after each slide. I will answer the questions, and at the end of the orientation, I will be going over any of the questions that you might have when you raise your virtual hand, and I will unmute you, or our team members will unmute you, and we can have a conversation there. Okay, so everything that we will be discussing for the next, I would say, hour is going to be anything and everything academic based, in order to help you get ready and kind of go over the resources that you have here at CIET. For folks that are utilizing any military benefit, we do ask that you pause on any questions or concerns in regards to military benefit, the hybrid, the testing, everything what that looks like. It's going to be gone over in our military brief at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. So today, in our group here, we'll just go through the orientation in regards to how we can set you up for success academically, and then go over some of the resources that you have. Okay. Speaking of resources, I did mention chat. We do have our wonderful enrollment coordinators in the chat. They're watching it. They're going to be adding some links for you to save. They're going to share some links that you maybe want to star or add as a favorite. I promise you it's going to be beneficial for you to just start or add it as a favorite for every single term moving forward. With that, we also have some of our advising team here. We do have career services and finance here as well. They'll be speaking. So it'll be a great 1 hour. I'm super excited for all of you. So I think we can begin. Okay. So let me share my screen. And if you can't, I can see some of your lovely faces. Can you give me a thumbs up that you can see my new student orientation screen? Beautiful. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Carol. Awesome. Sweet. Okay. So like I said, this is new student orientation. We're super excited to have you here. And just a brief agenda, I guess, of what we're going to go over today, right? What are some things that can help prepare you for your first day? The types of support we have here at CIET, right? We'll give you some tips for success, which are going to be really important because we're going to go over really, really crucial information about how you can be successful, not just as a student, but how you can be successful term by term in your course in regards to attendance and engagement and what that looks like, right? We'll talk about IT certifications. We'll talk about next course preparation. So what does that look like, right? Which is a good slide. I like to go over that one. And then we will have our career service advisor join us today to go over some of our career services, right? It's not too early to start having conversations and thinking about that. We'll have our financial aid team on the call to help support, and then we are going to open it up for a Q&A. Again, I like to keep this about an hour or so because it will help us, give us a little bit of time to answer any questions, and then hop on to our military brief for any of our military folks. Cool? Beautiful. All righty, so let's talk about preparing for your first day. So your first day of your first class is going to be on Monday, August 24th. So before Monday, so what are we on? Thursday right now? So we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Before Monday, what we recommend and what I think you should do is make sure you have access to all of the platforms that we utilize here at CIET. I'm going to explain these, so this is going to be really important. You are going to have multiple platforms that you are going to use for different reasons. So it's important to understand what each one is for, essentially, right? The first platform, that's going to be like your home base, your one-stop, like that's where you're going to access pretty much everything. That's where everything begins, right? You are going to make sure you have access to your student portal. So your student portal is your first stop. This is where I need to go to access pretty much everything that I need. Okay, that's going to be where a lot of different things live. Your student portal is going to have access to your schedule, to signing up for any final exam or midterms. It's going to have personal information. It's kind of like your own concierge, right? That's your student portal. And it's not going to be anything really academic related, right? So, but you need to log in here first and foremost in order to get to what we call Canvas. So your Canvas, which is number 2 here, your Canvas is going to be what we call the learning management system. So let me pause. If you look in the chat, Donald just added number 1, the link to the brief for the military students at 3:30. However, the second thing that he added here is a link to the student portal. So if anyone on this call has not logged into the student portal, you need to do that now, today, if not right now, okay? Log into your student portal. From there, you're going to access Canvas. So you got to go to the student portal first to access Canvas. And then Canvas, thank you so much, is where you are going to see your courses. So your courses, that's where you're going to, that's where they live. And I'm going to use that terminology quite a bit of where something lives. Essentially, just think about it like that, right? Your course in your courses moving forward are all going to live in Canvas. So Canvas is where you go to kind of think of it like as a shell, is what we call it. Open up your shell for that course that you're taking. Everything for that course is available. Okay, your syllabus, which I'm going to advise that you review your course syllabus before the course begins, not just for this upcoming course, every course moving forward. Give yourself the advantage of having an idea of what is going to be reviewed for that term, right? What am I going to learn? What's expected of me? What does the textbook look like? Just do yourself that favor and put yourself at an advantage to be a little bit more prepared, right? So go into Canvas for this weekend, review the course syllabus. There is where you're going to complete all coursework, submit all coursework, discussions, assignments, assessments, checkpoints, labs, everything academic for that course, because the course lives in Canvas. That's where you're going to do that. Your grade book, right? Everything that is academic, again, is in Canvas. So student portal, number 1. Then you're going to go to Canvas where your course lives, number 2. The next item that I would like for you to make sure you have access to is going to be Microsoft Teams. This is another platform in which you want to make sure you have access to. Now, it's really important that you have access to it because it keeps us connected, all of us. You with your instructors, you with your advising team, you with your classmates, right? All of your live lectures will also be facilitated on Microsoft Teams. So this is our main form of communication, right? This is how we can get to students and staff and our instructor and whoever it may be, our classmates, really quick. So Donald did add some screenshots in the chat here on how to access that from your student portal, which is why, again, we said your student portal is like your one-stop shop, right? Go to your portal, make sure you have Canvas, look at your syllabus, kind of explore it a little bit. Make sure you have access to your teams, and then make sure, please, we really, really encourage you to complete your CIAT readiness course. So for those of you who have done it, fantastic. You are already, a few steps ahead. However, for those of you who have not, this is going to be something that I'm going to push. Please complete your readiness course in Canvas. It's about it'll take you maybe 15 to 30 minutes or so to complete this readiness course. And it's kind of like just not even a boot camp, but it's kind of like I'm just going to prepare you for like a tutorial on what does Canvas look like? How do I submit a discussion? What does attendance look like? It's going to prepare you in regards to just, hey, like I need to log in. I need to know where to go for this or where to go for that. And it's super helpful. It goes over a lot of information. And then at the end, you just do a fun quiz. It's like maybe a 3 or 4 question quiz that you do. It's interactive, great content. I promise it's going to help you be prepared for day one, before day one. Okay. Just doing this, I guarantee, is going to make a huge difference and you feeling confident and prepared to go into your first day of classes on Monday. Last thing that I do recommend for you to do is to purchase your textbooks. And I'm going to put a disclaimer in here. Only purchase your textbook for the upcoming term. So utilizing the chat, I encourage us to be interactive right now. Put in the chat, why do you think I don't encourage you to purchase 3 to 4 terms worth of textbooks right now? What do you think? And Donald just put in our chat the textbook list. So remember when I said you're going to want to star or add some of these as your favorite? This is one of them. So every single term, you're going to find a list of your textbook in your course syllabus, but you are also going to find any updates or changes on this link that we just provided. 100%. So let's go through what everyone's saying. Books change, subject to change. You don't know if you need them yet. Your course may change. 100%. Every year it changes. It can change. Yes. As we know, these publishing companies sometimes will come out with a different edition this year. It's probably very similar, but because of the course and the requirements, it's going to require a very specific textbook with maybe an addition. So everyone who added to this chat, thank you. Yep, money, 100%. Textbooks are not cheap, right? We understand that. Thank you for putting that in there. But yes, so we recommend that you just purchase for that term coming up because of every factor that all of you had mentioned, okay? Again, you can find your textbook requirement every single term in your syllabus. If you don't want to wait until the syllabus is available and you know the course that you're going to be taking next term, go ahead and click on that link that Donald added, which is our textbook list. For every single course that is offered here at CIAT, there is a textbook. So that is going to be your master guide. Save it, add it as a favorite. Okay? Beautiful. Moving on. Alrighty, so I am going to talk about some different types of support. I will mention it here, but you're going to feel this way more as you start your courses. Okay, so one thing that we do pride ourselves on here at CIAT is the support system that we provide our students. Okay, you are never going to be without support, ever. You are going to have dedicated student success advisors that you're going to hear from in week 1. All throughout your program. That is going to be your go-to person. Know how to get in touch with them in Teams. Know what their phone number is. Know their name. Get to know them because you are going to be communicating with them throughout your entire program. So it's really important that you start to build that rapport and that relationship now, just so you know that, hey, I got somebody that's advocating for me, that's got my back. You know what I mean? If I need something, if I have a question, it doesn't matter. That is your go-to person. Please just make sure that, if we're reaching out to you, if we're asking you questions, if we're calling you, we're here to support. Okay. Not even within its student services either. You have it with career services, which you'll hear from, finance, which you'll hear from, our faculty, which you're going to be obviously hearing from quite a bit. So we have so many different departments that are here to support you, and you all have a dedicated person to support you. We also have an online support portal. So if you're in your student portal and you said, oh, I have a quick question, not sure who this goes to, let me just ask a quick question. There's a really neat feature in your student portal to where you can submit a question and it goes to our team and we get back to you within 24 business hours. Okay, so it's really cool. For some reason, like I said, if you don't remember your advisor or whoever it may be, or I just have a question, I don't know who it should go to. We do have an online support portal in the student portal. Thank you, Donald, for adding that. We also have tutoring available, and that request is also available. Like I said, one-stop shop in your student portal. There's so many things that live in the portal, right? We have academic tutoring, free to you as a student. We are going to find you either a paid tutor that we have hired or an instructor or support to get tutoring for any subject that you need here at CIUT. Beautiful. So there is a link, a screenshot in our chat that Donald just added on how to request tutoring that comes directly to our team. We look at the course that you're taking. We make sure that we provide you with somebody who has taken, if not is familiar, or an instructor who teaches that course. It doesn't matter. We will get you the support if you ask for it, and it is free to you as a student. Okay. We also have disability support services. So me, myself, I am the ADA coordinator for CIUT. So Donald's going to put in this chat the link to schedule a DSS appointment is what we call it. DSS stands for Disability Support Services. If you have a disability and you need accommodations, please schedule an appointment with me. We will go over the required documentation to get any accommodations approved and what those accommodations look like. Okay. You never know. It could help. At least let's have a conversation about it. I encourage you to do that if you would like to explore accommodations. And that link has been added to the chat. All righty. Okay, so here are some tips for success. And this is what I want to make sure. This is really important. So everything that I'm talking about is really important, but I want to make sure I make a lot of these points very clear. Your course starts on a Monday. Our courses are on a term basis, meaning every course is 5 weeks long. I say this every term, and it's so true every term. 5 weeks goes by so fast. So fast. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Donald. So 5 weeks go by so fast. I want to differentiate live courses versus an attendance checkpoint, which I'll get to on the next slide. Within your 5-week course, we go by weeks. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Okay, easy peasy so far, right? Every week, you could have a course that is scheduled to have a live lecture, either for the entire course, either Monday and Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And another term, you could have it Wednesday and Thursday from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So before I move on, I want to clarify a few things. Participation in live courses is crucial. You have the live instruction, you have the live feedback, you have the live opportunity to ask questions and get involved and clarify, right? However, I understand that we have a lot of folks here that are working. You have children, you're on a different time zone. That 6 to 9:30 for us here in California could mean a 9 to 1:30 p.m. a.m. in New York, right? I'm just saying it really just, we acknowledge that and we recognize that. So participation in your live courses is crucial. However, it is not required for attendance tracking. I will get to that next. If you can attend a live session, please do so. Your live session, again, will be Monday and Tuesday from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Wednesday and Thursday, 6 to 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. And you are going to have that schedule for the entire term. So if you log into your Teams, when you log in, that's where you're going to find it. When you log into your Teams and you say, oh, my first course is on a Monday, Tuesday, that course will be Monday, Tuesday for the entire term. It's not going to change every week. We're not going to do that to you. Okay. It'll just be that schedule. If for some reason you cannot attend, it goes against the time frame in which, the time zone or, life happens, I get it. All of our courses, all of our live courses are recorded. You can go back and look at the recording if maybe an instructor went over a concept or a lesson that was really important for that week's assignment or assessment, right? The recordings will be available to you within 24 hours of the course ending. Okay, so again, I want to make that very clear. Live courses is crucial. However, I'll go on to the next slide. We don't count your attendance in the live session as our attendance tracking method. It's really important that all of you create a schedule and plan ahead. Realistically speaking, and I want to be very clear and transparent here, you're going to have to dedicate about 20 to 30 hours per week to stay on track. So spread out with watching or listening to the recording or the lecture, doing your assignments throughout the week, making sure that you're reading up on the course readings for that week, right? So I want to make sure that you all are aware of the time in which it's going to take to be successful, right? Give or take. Another area that I want to make sure that you all understand is going to be very helpful for your success is going to be to check your student email daily. It's really important that you do that because we communicate quite a bit to your student email moving forward. And that is going to be where we send information on maybe your FAFSA, your VA certification, your certification for the course, your final exam sign-up confirmation. All of that is going to be going to now your student email. Just like you check your student email, just like you check your personal email or your text messages daily. I hope you guys check your personal email daily. If you don't, please do. But just like you're checking that daily, it's really important that you're checking your student email daily. Okay? I promise you it's beneficial information. We're trying to reach out to help you prepared. Okay? Okay, I keep saying all of these slides are important. I think this is going to be one of the most important slides that we discuss. So I need everyone's eyes, ears, attention. Okay, so it's really important that we understand how we track attendance for multiple reasons. Number one, thank you, Donald, if you put the attendance policy in our chat. However, please just go ahead and focus on the screen right now and to what I'm saying. Remember how I mentioned every term is 5 weeks? And then we go by week, right? Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Every week, so let me specify even more than that. Every week starts on a Monday and ends on that Saturday. And then the next week starts Monday to Saturday, right? Every week you are going to have coursework due. The coursework provided for that week with due dates. So when you log into Canvas on today or Monday, right? When you log into Canvas and you say, okay, let me look at all of my stuff for week 1, you are going to automatically see a due date of all of your coursework for that week being due on that Saturday of that week. So as a student, I'm going to log in and I'm going to see, oh, all of my week 1 stuff has a due date of next Saturday. That is true. However, it's really, really important that you listen to this part right here. We need to make sure that you are attending. And how do we track attendance? For VA purposes, for our compliance and graduation requirement purpose, it's really, really important. That's why I'm asking you all to be very mindful of this. Every week, you're going to have a set or a list of things that are that are assigned that are going to be showing, like I said, that Saturday due date for that week. It's up to you, student, to submit 3 items within that week by certain days and times. So I'm going to go into Canvas, and I know that I have 7 things, and I'm making this up, okay? I have 7 things that are due by Saturday for my course. I, student, know that I have to choose 1 to complete by Tuesday, complete and submit by Tuesday of that week by 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. Another one by Thursday of that week, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. And then another one by Saturday of that week, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. That's how we track and maintain attendance. So I'm going to pause right here because I know that some students might have questions. And can I work ahead? 100%. Not for any other week though, right? But don't submit it. So what I'm going to say is, if you as student log in on Monday and you want to finish 3 things on that Monday, if you finish 3 of those assignments on Monday and you submit it for that week, it'll capture attendance for your Tuesday, for your Thursday, and for your Saturday. Same thing if you were to log in on Tuesday and submit something Tuesday and you say, oh, I want to finish 2 other things on that Tuesday. It'll capture for Tuesday, for Thursday, and for Saturday. You can only work ahead for the week that you are in. So you cannot say, I'm going to choose some coursework for week 2 and submit it for week 1, or I'm just going to submit it in week 1 and I'm going to get attendance for week 2. That's not how it works. You have to be actively engaged in the course week by week. So we have what we call these 3 attendance checkpoints. So even though your due dates for that week is going to show all Saturday at 11:59, you as a student must submit and complete something by Tuesday, by Thursday, and by Saturday. So you say, I couldn't log in on Tuesday. I could not do anything. Can I go in on Wednesday? You already missed that Tuesday checkpoint. That's already an absence. So you got to be able to work. If you need to work ahead on that Monday or Tuesday, you got to do that, right? So it's important that you're actively engaged in the course. So that's why we say attendance is based on your overall engagement. There is a minimum of 3 submissions required for weekly attendance. So here's what I would recommend. Okay, this is what I know works for a good amount of our students. I want to throw it out there. So hear me out, okay? Every course has a discussion. Every discussion has 3 components. The initial response, which is you responding to the prompt, and then a reply to a classmate's post, and then another reply to another classmate's post. Here's what I would recommend doing. I recommend submitting your discussion post on Tuesday, replying to a classmate on Thursday, and replying to another classmate on Thursday, or do your discussion post on Tuesday, respond to a classmate on Thursday, everything else is due by Saturday, it'll already capture your Saturday attendance. So that's why I'm saying it's really important to be mindful of you have attendance checkpoints, because we have to make sure that you are maintaining active engagement in a course. We also, so this is not only a, yes, Donald, thank you. So this is not only an institutional policy, this is a policy that we have to follow per the Department of Education. If you are out of attendance for more than 14 consecutive days, which we have on the screen, you will be dropped from the institution. We are not allowed to essentially keep you here if you have made it clear with your non-interaction and non-engagement that you're not participating. At that point, we have to say, okay, you're not participating. You don't want, essentially, we have to let go of that. Okay. There is an 80% graduation requirement. So what that means is an 80% cumulative attendance requirement. So what we do is we take all of your attendance for your entire program, and you have to have an 80% or higher. So what does that equate to? No more than 2 absences in a term. That's it. So try not, and it's not you have to physically be there. It's submit something by Tuesday, submit something by Thursday, do everything else on Saturday, and you get 100% attendance for that week. That's it. So it's important that you hit the checkpoints and you submit everything by the due date, because we do have late penalties on late coursework if it's anything beyond that week that it's due. Okay, I'm going to pause here. I don't see any questions in the chat. Might come up at the end. Okay. No problem. Alrighty. So let's, of course, Ellen, absolutely. I will break that down. So let's talk about certifications. I love this one. So a lot of you are in programs that do come with certifications. So I'm going to ask that all of you now take us up on the certifications, please. This is a huge advantage that we have to the students. So Donald, thank you for putting that in the chat. I do want to talk about certification. So our IT curriculum covers industry certifications, right? You can see here it goes over, we offer with CompTIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Cisco, EC Council, ISC2. So in addition to your classroom training and earning your degree, having these certifications is going to open up lots of opportunities for both career, placement, advancement, for you to have that competitive edge, right? We here at CIET provide you exam support while you are a student and as a graduate, and up to 6 months after you complete your program. So what does that exam support look like? We have an unlimited certification exam policy, meaning you have to just pass the course, pass 2 practice exams that we provide you with a 90% or higher, and we will provide you with the certification voucher as many times as you need to until you pass. It's really, really important that you take advantage of that, right? That's a huge benefit. If you don't pass after your first attempt, that's okay. We're here to encourage you. We're going to work with you every step of the way. And honestly, the key to success, and not just this, but in certifications, because we're talking about it, is to plan early. Create a timeline in which you want to get that certification when you want to obtain it, right? I said that I had mentioned the 5-week terms go by fast. Don't recommend having you save all of your certifications at the end, but try to just kind of fit them in little by little, right? It's something that we offer to you as an active student and a graduate. Please take advantage of it. And the last thing that I want to let you know is that, there is an acronym here. I do want to call attention to this acronym of FAIL. I don't want you all to, I know that there's a negative connotation of, oh my gosh, I failed. It's your first attempt in learning, right? So the beauty of this is that you can continue to take these exams over and over and over until you do pass, right? So that idea's got to go here at CIET. We're going to help you with getting certified. Please take advantage of the workshops and the reviews and the instructors and the practice exams. We have lots of resources here. It's up to you to take advantage of those resources, right? So again, we're here to help. That's our goal. We want you to take advantage of those resources. All righty. So really quick, what happens after your first course? Well, before you get to your second course, there's still some things that happen in your first course, okay? Nice thing about CIET here. Oh, sorry. Perfect. Thank you, Donald. The nice thing is that here at CIET, all of your courses are scheduled for you. So you don't have to flip through a catalog and try to get a code to register for a course. Nope, that doesn't happen. We have a wonderful records department who takes care of all of our scheduling and registrations for you. Okay. I want you to all be mindful of how important your first course is. And let me tell you why. We do have a standard here at CIET. You must pass your first course with a C grade or higher, which means a 74% or higher. This is going to allow for you to make sure that there is a level of you're prepared. for the academic rigor, the schedule, just making sure that you can maintain a certain pace here at CIET. So it's really important that you pass this, excuse me, very first course that you have with the 74% or higher. If throughout the term you are not at least at a 74% or higher, we are not going to be able to register you for your second course. For those of you that are VA and are going to be utilizing military benefits and getting certified to come on ground, we cannot certify you until that happens as well. So we'll talk about that in our brief. However, it's really important that you're passing that first course. It's also as equally as important to complete all financial clearance paperwork. If you are missing a document, if something is outstanding and we cannot financially clear you, please listen, please respond, please communicate with the financial aid team that is trying to reach out to you. Any one of these two things will prevent you being registered for your second course and prevent a VA certification from happening. So it's really important that those are cleared up as soon as possible. Another thing that I want you to be mindful of is we do want to make sure that you follow our policy of our pending official and or unofficial transcripts. So for those of you who have submit unofficial transcripts to get an idea of maybe I took courses at another college and I want to transfer them in, that's great. I love that you did that. We have to have your officials in order for them to officially transfer in to be evaluated, right? We evaluate, we transfer them in, and we give you an updated course plan. That is our policy. You can give us your unofficial. It helps us give you an idea, but we cannot accept those until they are official, which means signed, sealed, sent directly to the institution, or like an e-send, like some institutions like do it electronically. If you are, and here's why I need to make it very clear. If you are a military student, and if you went to any other institution or you have JSTs, all we need are your unofficials, even if you're not going to transfer them in. This is a VA guideline. Please, please, please let us help you and help you get to your second course being registered. If you are missing any unofficial transcripts, unofficials are so easy to get. We can help you. Just make sure that that is not a barrier to being scheduled for not being scheduled for your second course. We are going to let you know throughout the term if you're missing anything. That's all I'm asking is just to be receptive and communicate. We're going to help you. So there will be multiple communications with you. So if you're missing something, you'll know. We'll reach out. Okay. And then if you are in one of our IT programs, I do ask that you utilize your student portal to verify your shipping and address. So our students are going to, beautiful. Thank you for adding that into the chat. So if you are an IT student, one of our computer information system students, you are going to receive two different types of kits, essentially. Our PC build kit or our networking kit, depending on the course. That is delivered to the address we have on file. We are going to send you multiple emails that say, can you please verify your address? Can you please, we're getting ready to ship, verify. It's really important that you follow the instructions in that email and verify your address, because that last verification, thank you so much, Donald, it's in the chat, that last address verification is what we're going to use to ship any equipment. So please do not just ignore the emails or whatever. It's really, every single email has important information. Please be mindful of this one. Perfect. So Tony, they told me I needed my official transcript still, but I ordered it to CIT department 2 weeks ago. Beautiful. We will follow up. We'll look into that. Thank you for letting us know. All righty. So I do want to hand it over to our career services team. So on our call today, we have David Camarena. He is our career services advisor. I will let him go over the next, I believe it's 1 to 2 slides, David, but go ahead and take it from here.
Awesome. Thank you, Taban. I do apologize. I noticed that my internet seems to be freezing a little bit, so I really hope, let me know if it does, and I'll jump off camera because it might help my bandwidth connection, but it should be okay. I'm really hoping so. As Taban mentioned, my name is David, and I am one of the career services advisors here at SIA. And I want to welcome you all aboard. Thank you for joining our school. I know I speak for the team when I say we look forward to working with each of you, with meeting with you and helping you see in how you progress in your professional development. Right now, Career Services is a team of 7 very experienced career services advisors. We also have a senior advisor, and we come with a lot of a background in working with students and helping them understand and understanding what employers are looking for. So one of the 2 things we really strive to accomplish in our goals here is, first, to give you guys the tools you're going to need when you start that career search or when you want to progress within it if you're already in it. Second, we want to make sure we can provide you the guidance, everything we've learned of what employers are expecting from students as they're coming into a field, or how to best present yourself and how to carry yourself. So there are specific things we're going to be touching on. These are some of them: career exploration, just coming to an understanding, working with you to basically understand what your interests are, helping you understand what your strengths are going to be for the type of roles that you're going to be pursuing, and helping you develop from that. We're going to be working with you on resumes, LinkedIn's, bringing them up to par so there's something you can present to an employer, and so that they can actually review your LinkedIn and make sure that they can see what role you're interested in and what you have to offer for it. We're going to be working with job search strategies and helping you understand what venues exist out there that you can use to look for opportunities. And on top of that, we're going to help you review opportunities and understand what you meet the qualification for and what you should be looking for in those descriptions to apply for the opportunities that give you the best opportunity to transition into the field. Interviews, a key component, right? Understanding how to interview, understanding how to sell yourself in an interview, understanding how to prepare for an interview. And one of the most important components, which you want to keep in mind, is the questions at the end of an interview and what's proper to ask and how you can prepare for that. So we also have mock interviews where we're going to test your skills. We're going to see how you fare, how you answer not only technical questions, but normal HR type questions. So we're also going to work on networking, understanding the importance of it, understanding how it can help you transition into the field as well as progress within the field once you're in it. It's a key component. There's ways to start it. I know I get a lot of questions from students that don't have any connections on their LinkedIn and they're just getting started and they want to know how. That's what we're going to help you with. There's other steps in the process. There's a lot of steps that come into the interview process. So we're going to be there to help you every step of the way, and anything you need and any component that comes up. So my encouragement is for you, like Taban mentioned in the beginning when she was starting the orientation, reach out to us. Don't wait till you're too far ahead or at the end of your program. Reach out to us even from day one. As soon as you're an active student, come to us. Let's talk. Let's see where you're at, what your situation is. Maybe there's something we can help you with early on. I do want you to know that in career services, everybody, once you're an active student, you're going to be assigned to a specific career services advisor. So you're going to want to know who that is. And you're going to be meeting with us. We do have a handshake platform that all new students are going to have access to. You're going to be receiving information through an email to be able to access it, and it's going to allow you to book meetings with us through that platform. So it's really important, at the very least, that you access it, create your initial profile, and look at that option for career services, and feel free to book a meeting with us, even if it's just to say hello. Even for the students that don't need our assistance because they're doing fine, please let us know. Like Taban mentioned, it's so important to just have communication. open communication so we know what your plans are, what you're doing, and so that you know what we're doing. You're going to see us come into the classrooms to conduct presentations. You're going to see us reach out to you with emails and information, and we're going to ask that you respond to those, or as the ones that correspond to you. So it's great to have you on board. I'm sure I speak for the team. We're going to be happy to work with you at any stage that you're in. Take advantage of the certifications our school has to offer. It's going to help you in that transition as well. And use us to the max. Use us to anything you need, because every situation you can use in your favor is going to help you with that transition. So I'm really happy to be one of the advisors here. I've been here for about 4+ years at this point, still going strong, still very happy, and looking forward to meeting with as many of you as possible in the future. So thank you so much again for choosing our school, and reach out to us when you're ready to start looking.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, David.
No
Awesome.
problem. Thank you, Tavon.
Yes, David, and of course, David and his team are wonderful. So please, please, please utilize them and use that resource. They have lots of knowledge, lots of resources. And so we're happy that we have that here. Alrighty. Next, we do have our financial aid team. I'd like to present Cindy Garvey. She's our financial aid advising manager. She's going to go over some important items in regards to financial aid.
Awesome. Thank you, Taban. First of all, hi, everyone. Welcome. I am very excited to have you here and welcome you to the CIAT family. As Taban mentioned, my name is Cindy Garvey, and I am the Financial Aid Advising Manager here at CIAT. And today we'll be going over some of these topics that you see here on your screen. But first, I did want to circle back to one of the items that Taban covered. As she mentioned, it is very important that all of the requested documents, as needed upon enrollment, upon your enrollment coordinator reaching out to you, all of those items do need to be in a timely fashion. This can and will cause delays in the process of us being able to proceed with your federal funding. So you want to be sure that those items are in if they have been requested, whether that's an official transcript or, maybe you're pending a down payment for us, or maybe you're pending a DD 214, anything like that that you may be pending. It's important that you finalize that financial aid in order for us to be able to proceed. Okay. So first things first, right? If you applied for the FAFSA, as upon coming in and you met with your financial aid advisor and you went over all of those exciting items, chances are you'll have to complete it every single year. So make sure you set yourself a reminder. Financial aid forms are typically come out sometime between October and December of each year. So you should be hearing soon from FAFSA. But not only will you hear from them, you will hear from our CIAT team, just giving you a very gentle reminder that the FAFSA has opened for the 27-28 academic year and that you should go ahead and apply for it. It's very important that you apply for it in a timely fashion to avoid any delays in your financial aid, whether that's for your current academic year or for the next academic year. So you want to make sure that you're filling out the correct forms in a timely fashion. Once those forms come in, our financial aid coordinators are here to assist you. They review them if there's any outstanding items, for example, verification or your FAFSA was flagged. We want to make sure that that's corrected as soon as possible. I see a question here. Applied for the FAFSA for this year. When do we hear about it? So definitely that's something that you should have gone over with your financial aid advisor. If you have not, I definitely suggest that you reach out to your financial aid advisor and they can go over that with you. I do want to make something very clear. At this time, if you are enrolled in a bachelor's program, we do not offer FAFSA at this time. But Jamari, I will look into that as well for you to double check why you haven't received communication in regards to that. Okay. So next thing is understanding your financial aid package. So you will be receiving some communication from our financial aid coordinators. They will be sending you what's called an offer letter. That is basically how we start your your process in completing your financial aid. We send you some information that is needed by the federal government before we move forward. It is very important, as we've all said, a little bit sprinkled here and there. It is so important that you check out your email as much as you possibly can. If you don't understand an email, I've seen this a lot in the past. Sometimes we get nervous, we get anxious, especially when it comes to money. Please don't ignore it. We are here to help you, whether it is to understand that email. Maybe it is a little, you're confused about the process. We're happy to assist. So once you get that communication that you need to sign one of our documents, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to break it down for you. Financial literacy and budgeting. When it comes to making sure that you have enough set for your costs, not only will you want to make sure that you keep an appropriate budget to track your expenses, you want to make sure that you have a appropriate budget for your textbooks, for notebooks, computers, anything that you may need to make sure that you are set up for success in your classes. So make sure that you have set up, whether that's some funds for those textbooks, or maybe you need to take a leave of absence, right? That can change your financial aid funding. So to ensure that there isn't any out-of-pocket costs or any balances, please feel free to reach out to us. We can go over what that leave of absence can implicate for you. Okay. Also, utilize the available resources. Like I said, our financial aid advisors and coordinators are here for guidance and can provide any outside resources that can assist you for any questions that you may have. And just to reiterate, it's so important that you stay in contact with our team. We're here to support you throughout your journey, whether that's to answer any financial aid questions, maybe that's a budget question, or like I said, one of our various forms that we have. We're happy to walk you through that. And like I said, keep an ear out for that FAFSA that should be coming out shortly for the 27-28 academic year. If you need any assistance completing that form as well, our information is here. And thank you, Donald, for putting that information in the chat. Feel free to give us a call or send us an email. Thank you so much, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cindy. Alrighty, so before we wrap up to the Q&A portion, again, we want to make sure that if you are utilizing military benefits, you are going to be hopping on to our military benefits brief in about 40 minutes or so. So this is going to be a different link. It's not going to be this one. So Donald, can you just re-edit? Beautiful, thank you. So Donald added the link to the military brief. So this is the time where you're going to get questions answered about TA, your VA benefits. What does online versus hybrid mean? Midterms, finals, testing requirements, final exam, certification, the financial aid process, the certification timelines, all of those requirements, the schedule, what to expect, everything will be covered in that military brief. We wanted to make sure it was specific to our military students, and that's why we created a different platform for that. Okay, we look forward to seeing you there. Please join us. Lots of great information, and it's facilitated by Mark Handy, our admissions manager in the military division, and he was also he's a retired chief, so I think it's going to be a good. I know it's going to be a good brief. He always has a great one every term. Alrighty, I do want to open it up for Q&A. Beautiful. So, yep, shout out to Donald for sure. So how do I find out if my class is Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday? Every single term, this is going to be available in Microsoft Teams. So when you log into Teams, you are going to be able to see your schedule for that term. Okay. If you guys have questions, please raise your virtual hand. There's right on the top banner. You should see a part where it says raise, and we'll be able to unmute you for you to ask any questions that you might have. Does anybody have any questions? They want to raise their hand. Okay. Oh, perfect. Dustin, we'll get you unmuted. Okay, you can unmute yourself. Go for it, Dustin. Thank you, Donald. Just go ahead and press the microphone on top, and you should be able to speak.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Perfect.
Perfect. So I just had a quick question. It's regarding the portal login information. I did not receive an email on the site that says that you should receive an email with a temporary password. Um, excuse me. I did not receive that email. I have reached out to my advisor, and I was just curious. Um, do I submit a ticket? Do I wait for that?
No. Well, I'm glad we have you on the call. So Donald, if you can look into Dustin Galloway. So Donald, you should be getting an email through from our enrollment coordinator, Donald, and he will be able to provide you with next steps. You don't need to go through the extra steps of a ticket or anything. We already have you, so we'll triage it
Perfect. I
today,
appreciate that.
right now. Of course. Thank you. Flaming Snow, how to access my student email. So Bianca, I think you are in this chat. Candace, thank you for responding through your student portal. I want to make sure that you also have your credentials. So I think we probably need to make sure. Me too as well. Okay, so if you don't know your login credentials and your CIET email address, it's really important that we get that to you as soon as possible. So number one, we have Dustin Galloway. Number two, Omar Askew. So Bianca and Donald, if you can look into that one as well. Also in regards to Flaming Snow, can you put if that's not your full legal name, can you put your full legal name in the chat? And one of our team members will be able to reach out to you. Kanisha Smith, I forgot my password and sent a ticket through the help email and haven't received a reset. What do I do? They'll get to you by end of day. They're pretty quick about that. Thank you, Colt. You added that. I provided official transcripts to an advisor that is no longer at CIT. Is that why the school is asking for them again? I'm not too sure. However, Mary, if you could, let's see. So here's what we can do. Candace, if you can just take, Mary, what's your last name? If you can put it into the chat, Candace will have your updated admissions advisor reach out to you and they'll help facilitate that process. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Dustin, beautiful. Bianca, thank you for doing that. Absolutely. Any other questions, comments, concerns, feedback? Of course. Alrighty, it looks like we're done just a few minutes early. So for CIAT staff, if you can just hang tight for any other questions that might come through. We'll stay online for another 4 minutes or so. Or do we view the video? Great question. There is going to be a recording on our events page when it's ready. And you will be provided that link as well. For those of you that need to hop off in regards to students, thank you again for choosing CIET. We're super excited for you to be a part of our family. You have so much support. We're lucky to have you and you have a great team behind you. So if you need to hop off, you may go ahead and do so. We'll see you folks in about 30 minutes or so on the military brief. Thanks, Mark. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Of course. Thank you. Hi, Elena. I didn't see you. Oh, good to see you.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi. Good. Okay, good. Thank you. Wish I had all staff in like one area, like one grid of a box, you know. I apologize. I didn't see you. Okay. Thank you, Bianca, for doing that. Was the orientation supposed to be on the team's calendar? No, it would have been sent to you with your onboarding. But you're here. So I'm happy that you're here. Okay, we still have a good handful of students. For those of you that are still on the call, you may head out. So you're on the orientation. Are you talking about the military brief? Donald, if you can just re-add that link of the military brief. So Sari, we're going to add the military brief if that's what you're referring to, and that's going to be a different platform. Orientation, you're in orientation right now. John, I love your profile picture. That's so cute. Reload doggies. I'm being asked for official transcripts to transfer grades. Why do I need that? So in order for us to be able to evaluate any transfer credit, institutions have to have the official transcript. So if you want credit for the course to not have to retake it again, we need your official transcript. So that's why we need your officials. And the VA, if you are a VA student, they require you to send that in. Thank you, Donald. Alex, Stephen, Anwar, if you don't have any questions, you're free to go. How soon will I be able to see midterm and final exam dates I needed for travel? You can see it. So dates are posted online on our website. They're also going to go over it in the military brief. You can sign up on day 1 of the term, which we'll go over. Omar, this will be emailed to you as well as on our events page. So it doesn't matter if you don't want to take a course. If you are a military student, then we have to have your transcripts. It's just a VA policy. So that's they asked for it, I think, for a reason. So I would still send it in just to be safe. Any other questions? Perfect. Okay, looks like we are ready to hop off. Thank you everyone for joining and for attending and for supporting. For the students that are still on, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If not, we'll see you with the brief. And if not that, we'll see you next week and we'll chat then. Bye, everyone.